Ano ba yung mga triggers natin when it comes to spending? Let's be honest, sometimes, di ba, we spend money without even realizing it. Minsan, gumagastos tayo na hindi natin namamalayan, ba't ko ba binili to? Hindi ko naman talaga to kailangan. Ba't ba ako napagastos? And there are a number of things that can trigger us to open our wallets a little too wide, di ba? Minsan, napapabukas na lang tayo ng wallet. Pag walang laman, credit card na lang. Di ba? Ganon. So, ano-ano nga ba yung mga spending triggers natin? First is emotions. Di ba pagka stressed sa work or nasa sad or bored, sometimes it can lead to impulsive purchases, di ba? As a way of coping or feeling better. Tama ba? Think about that retail therapy session you had after a bad breakup. Sino ba dito yung may ganong experience? Let's say, nagkaroon ng irate na customer at biglang after ng shift, oh, bibili ako ng ganito kasi na-bad trip ako dun sa irate na customer. Second is social pressure. Just like what you said last time, Miss Mela, diba? Yung peer pressure. Keeping up with the Joneses or kung sino man ang iniidolo natin sa IG or wherever, it's the real thing. Lalo na if we see our friends with the latest gadgets, may bagong iPhone si Mela, si Christian, o kaya may bagong designer clothes, designer bag. Diba, sometimes it make us feel like we also need those things even if they don't actually fit our budget. Diba, parang napipressure tayo na, oh, fear of missing out. Lahat sila nakaganto na, naka-iPhone na, ikaw na lang yung naka-Samsung. No offense naman dun sa mga naka-Samsung. It can be anything. It can be your clothing, it can be designer bags, whatever. Minsan, napapaspend tayo because of social or peer pressure. And number 3, it can be through advertising, di ba? Eye-catching ads, mga reels, stories, ang dami natin nakikita pag nagsuscroll, di ba? And there are just a lot of enticing promotions that can make us feel like we need something we never even knew existed before. Hindi naman natin kailangan to dati pero dahil nakita natin, parang feeling natin, we also need that. Gusto ko rin yan matry. Let me just show you some examples. Ito, tingnan natin. Naisip mo ba dati na gagamit ka nito samantalang we're used to cutting onions, di ba, nang normal lang. Pero dahil nakita mo, uy, ang ganda ng reel, ang ganda ng pagkaka-video nila ng ganito, gusto ko ring matry yan. And without you knowing, napa-open ka na ng Shopee or TikTok, ayun, nag-order ka na. Especially kapag mura lang, parang feeling natin, wala lang yan, hindi na yan mapapansin. 50 pesos lang yan, 100 pesos. So, nag-give in tayo sa mga ganitong triggers. So, how can you identify your own spending triggers? Bakit ka ba biglang napapa-add to cart? Number 1 is to track your spending for a week. Kahit 1 week lang muna, carry a notebook or use a budgeting app or kahit yung notepad nyo lang. And then, write down every purchase you make, whether it's big or small, kahit 10 pesos lang yan, 20 pesos. Just write it down for a week para alam nyo lang kung saan napupunta yung funds nyo. Second, look for patterns. Are there any categories that seem to stand out? Did you buy more takeout after a stressful day, after mong makausap ang irate na customer or napagalitan ng boss sa office? Did you splurge on a new outfit after scrolling through IG? Napa-scroll ka sa TikTok, biglang napa-add to cart ka na. What should you do after? Nakita mo na yung patterns, napapabili pala ako pag nagsi-CR, nadala ko yung cellphone. So, ano yung gagawin mo? Here are some tips. First, ask yourself, do I really need this? Kailangan ko ba talaga to? Or maybe kailangan mo, pero ask yourself again, do I need this now? Ngayon ko ba to kailangan? Pwede bang manghiram na lang muna ako sa friend or sa kapatid, sa kaibigan? Or is there a cheaper alternative? Baka pwede namang mag-rent na lang, like if it's a dress for a party. O baka pwedeng mag-rent na lang, hindi na kailangan bilhin para mas mura. Number 2, take a 24-hour break. Baka pwede namang you sleep on it muna. Kasi often, the urge to buy something, it fades away pag gising mo sa sunod na araw diba? Minsan, nag-add to cart ka, nakalimutan mong i-check out. The next day, nung i-check mo, na-realize mo, ay, hindi ko na pala to kailangan. Tapos, find healthy alternatives to cope with emotions. Ano ba yung pwede natin gawin? Take a walk. Call a friend or work on a creative project. Kung ano man yung mga hobbies nyo, maglaro ka muna dyan, manood ka muna dyan. Para lang mabaling yung attention nyo from mindlessly shopping or browsing through online shopping apps. If sa tingin mo, nagtitrigger sa'yo yung pagdala ng cellphone sa bathroom or before bedtime, o i-leave it outside. Lagay mo sa drawer muna para hindi mag-trigger. Awareness is the first step to change. Kung gusto mong mabago, maayos ang finances mo, kailangan aware ka kung ano talaga yung nangyayari. Alam mo kung ano yung nagtitrigger sa'yo para gumastos. Sabi nga dito, you can't spend what you can't see. So kung kinakailangang i-delete mo muna yung app mo, pero hirap na hirap kang pigilan ang sarili mo na mag-shopping online, o i-uninstall mo muna, o kaya itago mo sa mga folders dun sa phone mo para hindi mo siya nakikita. Kasi the more you see it, the more you will be tempted to open it and add to cart and eventually check out at mapapagastos. Our financial behaviors are often influenced by something deeper, and it's our money beliefs. Where do money beliefs come from? Saan ba ito nanggagaling? Number 1 is childhood experiences. Kung babalikan natin, try to recall, ano ang madalas mo marinig sa mga magulang mo, sa mga kasama mo sa bahay, either extended family, lola, lolo, mga tito, tita. Ano yung madalas mong marinig sa kanila about sa pera? Madalas ba sila mag-away dahil sa pera? Nagkahiwalay ba ang mga magulang mo because of money or because of money fights? Or maybe, napapagalitan ka ba dahil nangihingi ka parati ng pera or parati kang nauubusan ng allowance? May mga ganong experiences that could have shaped the way we handle our money now. Ano pa ba yung pwede maka-affect? Family background. The way our parents or caregivers handled money can have a lasting impression. Pwede yan madala natin hanggang ngayon. Di ba kung dati, sinasabi sa atin parati ng mga magulang natin, hindi pinupulot ang pera, ganyan. Baka ngayon, for those who are already parents, may mga anak na baka naipapasa natin because this is what we often heard when we were kids, di ba? And did you grow up feeling that money was always lacking, parating walang pera, parating gipit sa pera, or did you grow up not worrying about money at all? So, maybe well-off naman ang family or okay naman ang kalagayan nyo financially, hindi nyo na pinoproblema ang pera. So, we come from different backgrounds. Iba-iba yung pinanggalingan natin, iba-iba yung ating mga childhood experiences, memories. So, iba-iba yung ating relationship with money. Childhood experiences, family background, that could influence the way we handle our money now. Number 3, societal messages. 'Di ba ngayon sa sobrang dami ng mga nakikita natin sa social media, we're bombarded with a lot of messages about money in the media and advertising. And sometimes yung pinapakita nilang belief about money can influence the way you view money. Some people would say na money can buy happiness, money can buy status, or wealth equals fulfillment. But again, it depends sa messaging and it depends kung paano mo nire-receive yung messaging na yon ng media, ng mga ads. Unfortunately, some of these beliefs can be limiting, di ba? Pwedeng maka-affect kaya hindi tayo nagiging successful pa rin when it comes to our money management because we are being pulled back, parang may nag-hold back sa atin ng mga limiting beliefs. For example, yung limiting belief na money is scarce, there's never enough, it can be rooted in your childhood experiences. Baka nung bata ka, talaga namang mahirap ang buhay. It may come from these financial hardships during your childhood that can lead to fear and anxiety. Kaya minsan, parang natatakot ka na rin na mag-save and invest kasi nga, feeling mo there's never enough. Parang hindi pa nga ito sapat. Paano pa ako magsisave for the future? Parang parati kang feeling mo mauubusan. And someone with this belief might constantly feel the need to cut back. Yung okay lang maging matipid, maging frugal, pero yung sobrang tinitipid mo na kahit alam mong kaya mo na, afford mo na, hindi mo pa rin binibigyan or binibilhan ng sarili mo ng gusto mo just because of this fear of having not enough. 'Di ba? So that could be a limiting belief. Another one, yung belief na I don't deserve to be wealthy. Dukha lang ako, mahirap lang kami, dito lang ako, this is what I've been used to. Something is holding you back from achieving financial freedom. Diba? Everyone deserves to be financially free. Iba-iba lang ang version, iba-iba lang ang definition natin. Pero I believe that we all deserve to be abundant, to be wealthy, because kahit nga sa Bible nakalagay doon, abundance is our birthright in Christ. So, kailangan nating isipin, baguhin yung mga negative mindset, yung mga limiting beliefs that could be hindering us from achieving yung financial success na talagang dinideserve naman natin. Ano pa, you have to work hard to make money. Well, hard work, of course, is important, di ba? Kailangang magsumikap, kailangang magtrabaho. But this belief can be limiting if it leads to burnout and a lack of work-life balance. Baka naman dahil sa kakatrabaho natin, wala na tayong time for our family. Kahit sabihin natin nagtatrabaho ako para sa pamilya ko, para may pangkain, pang-provide sa mga pangangailangan, para sa education ng mga anak ko at sa retirement, okay, that's a good thing. Pero kung lahat na lang ng time mo, binubuhos mo sa pagtatrabaho hanggang sa wala ka ng time for your family to spend time with them, baka hindi naman siguro tama, di ba? Kailangan pa rin mayroong work-life balance. You also know your priorities. Ano ba yung priorities mo? So I want you to think about your early memories around money. What were common phrases or ano ba yung mga usual mong naririnig sa mga magulang mo, sa mga taong nakapaligid sa'yo when you were a kid, na pwedeng naka-affect sa'yo ngayon on how you handle your money. Hopefully, ma-realize at makapag-reflect din kayo kung tama pa ba or akma pa ba yung mga limiting beliefs ko sa current spending habits ko. Or is it time to adjust or to change my mindset para naman maiba, di ba? Kung ganito na parati yung takbo ng buhay, maybe it's because of those limiting beliefs and childhood experiences na hindi nyo pa pinapalaya ang sarili nyo. Maybe it's time. It's time to forgive yourself, forgive the past, let go of it, and start anew, di ba? Move forward. Magsimula tayo ngayon. Magsimula tayo nang wala ka nang hinanakit sa mga magulang. Hindi natin totally mawawala yun sa isip natin. Pero kung isipin na lang natin, okay, tapos na yun. I'm here now. I'm in a better position now. So, just be grateful. Embrace the past and then move forward. Okay? Ganun na lang ang gawin natin. So once you understand your core values and limiting beliefs, now you can start to challenge yung mga beliefs mo. What we can do is first question the evidence. Tanungin mo, is your belief based on facts or just fear or past experiences? And then seek out information kung nakakatulong pa ba to sa'yo. Does it still serve you? Or does it hinder you from achieving your goals? And second, reframe your thinking. This is where we turn negative beliefs into positive affirmations. Kung dati, parati tayong negative mag-isip, lagi na lang walang pera. Ang bilis naman ng sweldo, dumaan lang sa mga palad ko. Puro na lang gastos. Baon na tayo sa utang. O kaya, hindi natin afford. We're broke. Puro negative yung nasasabi mo. This can affect the way you handle your money. That's why it's important to reframe your thinking about money. So instead of saying that, try positive affirmations. We say these things to ourselves hanggang sa masanay na yung subconscious natin na ito na yung iniisip natin, hindi na yung negative. Pag nasanay tayo, subconsciously, ito na yung magiging mindset natin, yung magiging belief natin. Can you say this with me? Can you read this with me? Itong mga positive affirmations. I am happy, healthy, and wealthy. I am an excellent money manager. I am grateful for the money I have. Money is my friend. Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. The more I give, the more I receive. Money creates a positive impact in my life. At dapat pagka nagsisay tayo ng mga positive affirmations, you have to say it with faith, yung belief na naniniwala kang possible yan, and with positive emotions. Okay? There are more here. Money gives me options and choices. I get rich doing what I love. Money comes to me effortlessly. I deserve to get rich because I add value to other people's lives. Money allows me to spend more quality time with my loved ones. Money allows me to give back to the church and help people in need. Money allows me to work because I choose to, not because I have to. Diba? Ang sarap ng feeling kapag positive yung mga sinasabi natin kesa yung mga negative kanina na affirmations. So, practice this. Try this at home. You can write your own versions of positive affirmations. Lalo na kung ikaw negative ka parati. Instead of saying, I can't afford it, I'll find a way to afford it. 'Diba? Mas positive. Money affects hindi lang yung ating finances, it also affects our emotions, it affects relationships. Ang dami niyang naapektuhan. That's why it's very important that hindi lang yung numbers yung inaaral natin, hindi lang financial literacy, kasi financial literacy is not enough. That's why in a meta-analysis, in a series of research na ginawa nila, tiningnan nila kung nagkaroon ba ng change ng behavior yung mga taong nag-attend or nag-undergo ng financial literacy program. And based sa studies nila, 0.1% lang yung change ng behavior. Ibig sabihin, kahit gaano pa kadami ng knowledge mo about financial management, about financial literacy, kung hindi mo naman ina-apply at hindi consistently na ginagawa, wala ring mangyayari. Pwedeng, nag-create ako ng budget. Alam ko na yung net worth. Pero hindi natin natuloy-tuloy, hindi mo nasundan, hindi mo na inulit, hanggang dun na lang, wala ring mangyayari. You'll go back to your previous behavior when it comes to managing your finances. Babalik ka pa rin sa dati mong ways, 'di ba? Kaya dapat ina-apply natin kasi knowledge doesn't equate transformation. Information doesn't always change behavior. Kaya dapat talaga na we take action, we apply it, 'di ba? Kailangan may gawin tayo. For more budgeting tips and resources, check out the links on the screen. Thank you for watching and happy budgeting!